Dinny, you're the only guide that the Cliffs of Moher has.
Well, yes, I'm about the only guide. I'm an unofficial guide, yes.
And why don't they have an official guide here, do you think?
Well, I tried to become an unofficial guide, but that wouldn't make me official, it seems.
So that really you're the only man here on the spot who can tell visitors all the history of the cliffs.
Well, I can tell them all the history because I've been here all my life and I know all about the cliffs.
And how did you get into the business of guiding them, even unofficially?
Well, I used to be coming here fishing up with the back here, and I used to come this way and I'd meet the people here, and I used to they'd ask me an awful lot of questions. And finally I used to come on my own then for the purpose after that. I used to get a few shillings once in a while, and I made it my business to come here an odd day then, and I used to make a day's hire sometimes. And
so you got yourself this peak cap.
yes, I did.
Why did you do that?
Because it made me look more official.
And when the people come here, visitors from, I suppose, all over the world, really?
Well, yes, all over the world, from every country in the world.
When they come here, what sort of things do you tell them about the cliffs?
Well, the first thing they ask me is the height of the cliffs, and I'll start off with the whole story. I'll tell them that's the highest point of our cliffs. It's 750 feet, and this is a cave over here. It goes in for 2 miles. It was used centuries ago for a hiding place, and they used to drop food from the top to people that were in there for safety. Well, I used to tell them that this was ancient history, that was hundreds of years ago since this occurred. And that's Hag's Head out there, I'd say, the most westerly point of Western Europe, the nearest to America, that there was an old ancient castle on top of it since the days of Napoleon. And then they'd ask me about the birds. I'd have to tell them the names of the birds. I'd start puffins, guillemots, razorbills, blackbags, kittiwigs, oystercatchers, choughs and cormorants. And those birds all come from the Scandinavian countries. They come from the majority of them comes from an island outside Norway. And they stay with us for 3 months, and they have the young ones ready to go back with them in the first week of August. They'd all leave the first week.
And this other old castle up here, O'Brien's Castle, what's the history of that?
Well, mostly all English landlords had castles in their estate. He had this castle for a lookout place just as well, and he had an addition to it where he served drink to his gentry, because he had a table over here where they used to dine at, and it was only to his gentry that he served any drink, because the Cliffs of Moher is a very wrong place to have drink. It's a dangerous place.
He was the man, was he, who had the goats lowered up and down the cliffs here,
yes,
to this little patch of green?
Oh yes, he done that for his just for his gentry, the people that were coming over from England, you know. It was a nice sight to see a goat down in this island, and he also put down the gentleman goat along with those goats. And the year he died, there was nobody to take up the goats. All the goats remained below. But the old gentleman goat, when he seen that the grass was getting scarce, he threw the other goats out with the cliff, and he lived there for 3 years himself afterwards.
Who would you say the best tippers were? Would they be Americans or English or Irish or who?
Well, the Irishman is that you could put him out before any of them, our own Irishman. And our North of Ireland crowd are very good too. Well, the English are very good.
And who would you say were the worst then?
Well, now I can't say who's the worst. Well, of course, you couldn't expect it from young people that have their girlfriends. They're only just starting off in life, he says, and you couldn't expect them to give you money.
Well, there's always been a great deal of scientific interest in the cliffs, Dinny. Do any scientists come along? Have you met any here?
Oh, yes. That has come along very often. I very often meet. Even as late as 2 weeks ago, I had a geologist here and a geologist as well as him. They were experimenting on the stone here. And it is places like the Cliffs of Moher, they figure out the age of the world, that tells me. They figure out so many 1,000 years for the layer to form.
And did they look for fossils as well? It
Yes.
used to be a good place for fossils.
Yes, he was looking for the fossils. He was showing me the fossil marks in the stone. He told me that this whole rock on top here was the bottom of the sea at one time. And of course I couldn't believe him, and I said if it was, that the sea must be all over the place. And he says the sea was in different places at certain times, he says.
Have you ever found any fossils yourself?
Oh yes, I'd just be looking at the stones, and I'd just get all the fossils there. We'd you could see the bird and you'd get the man there. And I several times gets the snake there.
A snake?
Yes. Well, I told the geologist about the snake and he wouldn't believe in the snake. He says that the snake wasn't in the sea at all. Well, I says, I asked him, I said the snake was in Ireland, I says. And he says, no. Well, I says, what do you think, I says, St. Patrick was doing with his blackthorn stick when he was here? I says, don't you see what, here, I says, where he hit the snake in the head? Isn't it plain to be seen? Ah, he says, that was only the other day. I'm going back, he says, 5,000 million years. He says.
Long before St. Patrick's
Yes,
time?
long before St. Patrick's time.